What's going on, guys? Emmanuel Jones here. We back at it with another video, and this time we'll be doing our Week 11 reaction for 2025 season. So let's get started here. But before I give you my NFL record prediction, before I give you my NFL reaction for Week 11, don't forget to put a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and also you can comment down your opinion below to see who you have. Who you think on my reaction. So let's get started here. Now I want to talk about the Commanders suck. Now here's why the Commanders do suck. Because here's why. Because here's the thing. Washington so far are on a losing streak, and they haven't won since week 5. So as you look, since they haven't won week 5, as you look, they have, they have lost 6 straight games in a row. And they totally lost to the Dolphins in Madrid, which they totally did. And they lost to the okay, let's go through the list. Okay, so they lost to the Bears at home. They lost to the Cowboys 44-22. They lost to the Chiefs 28-7. They lost to the Seahawks 38-14. They lost to the Lions 44-22, and then they lost to the Dolphins 16-13. I mean, that told you that the Commanders suck. So they haven't won since week 5. Now, here's my problem with the Commanders so far. Especially, I want to talk about the Commanders offensively because offensively, they did not look good for like several weeks. Like offensively, they were struggling to score in the end zone. Basically, without Jaden Daniels and Terry Lauren, the offense has not been the same. And Deebo Samuel, he's okay, but he's overrated. Zach Ertz is overrated. Offensive line looks a bit overrated. The defense is totally bad, though. Like, they cannot stop the run. They cannot stop the pass. They can't stop anybody. Because as you look at the Commanders' defense so far, here's the defense so far. Now, to the defensive stats, they are ranked 31st in total defense. And the reason why they're ranked 31st in total defense is because their defense stinks. And they're ranked 27th in rush defense, and 29th in rush defense, and 28th on defense in points allowed. And their third down percentage is ranked 24th. So basically, the defense is totally bad. You can argue saying it's the worst defense tied up to Cincinnati and Dallas. Now, the offense, part of their offense is good, and they're ranked like 18th in total offense. They're ranked 24th in passing offense, and they're ranked 8th and 6th in rushing offense. They can run the football, but they just can't throw it. And Mariota's been very inaccurate lately. And the coaching has been a problem. Like, it has been. I mean, yeah. And this team, I don't really know if they're going to make the playoffs, though, because right now, their schedule is a lot brutal. Maybe you could say it's brutal because they have to play the Broncos. They have a bye week coming up because they have to play the Broncos next. They have to play the Vikings next, who could totally be tough this year. They play the Giants, which, that's not a good team. That could be a winnable game for them. They play the Cowboys, which is winnable. They're not good, but the Cowboys are tough. And they got to play the Eagles twice. So this is not looking easier for the Commanders. So basically, you could totally say the schedule is tough, though, because I don't really see them beating Philly. I may not say, I don't even see them beating the Broncos. I don't see them beating the Cowboys. Like, I don't really see it at all. So I can say the season's over with because I feel like it might be too late to make changes now because this team's 3-8 and they have long ways to go. And Jaden Daniels, he's still injured. I don't know if he's going to play again this season, which I did hear they're going to evaluate him. But if he was playing, I mean, the Commanders would totally win. Like, they will win more than 3 games, because they have not been looking good so far for like the past couple of weeks. Like, they probably need to be better. I hope this team can survive. We'll probably see what happens. But right now, this Commanders team, they totally stink, and this team's totally in bad spot, and now they're they're totally, it's too late to make changes now because this team's totally in a bad spot. They're totally not gonna make. I don't see this team going nowhere in the playoffs. So you can just say they're finished. So yeah. Now, next topic, I want to talk about the Falcons being a joke. Because as far as I'm concerned about the Falcons have totally lost like their last 5 games, I believe. And the Falcons, they have been not finding ways to win games. I mean, trust me though. Like, here's the thing. The offense has totally been very inconsistent. Now, you could say they were so competitive against Carolina until they blew it in overtime. But this team is so inconsistent. Like, they're not finding ways to win. Like, how do you let the Panthers win a game like this? Like, this is crazy. Like, trust me. They were ranked as the best pass defense in football. And trust me, they just made Bryce Young look like a starting quarterback in the NFL. They just make him look like a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like, they made him look like a stud out there. I mean, 448 passing yards or 3 touchdowns. And all of a sudden, the Panthers, they can't really run the ball, but all of a sudden, they still find a way to win. Like, the Falcons' run defense was really good in that game, but the Falcons' pass defense was atrocious. Like, they couldn't stop the passing game. Like, the Panthers all year are, like, dead last in passing yards because they don't have a vertical passing game. And how do you let T-Mac go for 130 yards for 2 touchdowns? Like, that's crazy. Like, the Falcons' offense, you can give them credit. They've been doing really good. I mean, they're running the football a little bit okay, but not really good enough because here's the thing. They just got to be better offensively. And the defense, they're good at stopping. I mean, their run defense has taken a step back, but the pass defense was totally really good. But all of a sudden, they just got pushed around by the Carolina. Like, I didn't really expect Carolina to shred the Falcons. Cause so so because the Falcons, have been a joke all year. Like, they should have. Here's some games that Atlanta should have won. They should have beat New England. They should have beat Indianapolis, and they should have beat Carolina. Those are the only 3 games they should have beaten. But that Dolphins game was totally atrocious, where they totally just got smacked in the mouth by them. Like, that's just crazy. Like, how do you lose this game, and all of a sudden, so yeah, so basically, the Falcons offensively, I really thought they were supposed to be really good on defense, but how you get ran on? How'd you get run over? So I don't even know what to say, especially the coaching bad. I mean, Raheem Morris is one of the worst coaches in football. I mean, they got a good coordinator in Jeff Ulbrich, and they really got a good offensive coordinator as well. But the defense has totally been up and down. Like, they were good against the run until they start declining, and then all of a sudden they've been good against the pass all year, and all of a sudden they just gave up 448 passing yards to Bryce Young. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's a statement for Atlanta. But I don't really know if this team's gonna go to make the playoffs though, because as you look at the Falcons, like, this team is totally, it's looking brutal. It's not looking easy because right now, as you look at the team they got to play in their schedule, they got to play the Saints on Sunday, which that could be a winnable game for them because Saints are bad. They got to play the Jets, which that's winnable for them. They got to play the Seahawks, which that's tough. They got to play the Buccaneers again, division rival, which I think, that's going to be a loss for them. That's just not going to be easy. They got to play the Cardinals, which that could be winnable for them. They got to play the Rams, which that's not going to be an easy game. And they play the Saints again, which that's winnable. So basically, the Falcons will probably win about like 6 games, maybe 7. But I just don't really see this team going anywhere though. Like I don't really see them beating Seattle, Tampa Bay, or the Rams. Like all these teams are already going to be able to are going to clinch a playoff berth, and we know Atlanta's probably not going to go anywhere because now they're looking like the worst team in football again. Because I thought they were underrated coming this season, but all of a sudden they're not finding ways to win and they're not finding ways to finish. So yeah, so basically for right now, I think the Falcons are a joke. I think they need to fire their head coach and get a new coaching staff to at least like build his culture and to build and change his culture, in Atlanta so things can get better for them. So yeah, I think Atlanta so far, there's a joke and I don't think they're gonna go anywhere. So you can argue saying Atlanta's done. Now I want to talk about Carolina. I want to ask if Carolina can go to the playoffs. That's the question. Can Carolina Panthers go to the playoffs? Now, here's the thing. Carolina is second division and they're 6-5 behind the Buccaneers. Now, as you look at the Panthers, they have a tough schedule going on because they have to play the Niners, who are probably going to make the playoffs. They play the Rams, who's probably going to make the playoffs as well. Those are 2 tough games. Then they get a bye. They play the Saints again, which that's a winnable game for them. They play against the Buccaneers twice, which that's not going to be easy, and they play the Seahawks. So these next stretch right here is tough. So in my prediction, I think the Saints is winnable for them. I'm thinking they'll probably win like 6 games, maybe 7. They'll probably win like 7 games or something, or maybe 8. We'll probably see, or maybe 9. Because Carolina seem like they're looking like a legitimate good team right now. Because I like how the way they're playing and coming out with energy, and they got a coach that's coming off of energy. I like how the way the Panthers offense is playing. I mean, on Sunday, Bryce Young even looked pretty good out there. He looked like a star out there. Like throwing for over 400 passing yards with 3 touchdowns. I mean, receivers are playing good. T-Mac had a breakout game. I like how the way Hooker's playing. I like how the way Legette is playing. Rico Dowdle's looking like a stud out there. Like the Panthers are running the ball better. They're throwing the ball better. Their defense is playing really good right now. I like how the way they're playing defensively. I just don't really know if Carolina's going to make the playoffs, even though they're 6-5 and they got their playoff hopes alive. But there's still a chance they can make the playoffs, though. But I just don't really know if I can see it because I still got questions about the defense. I got questions about the coaching as well, and I just got questions for the offense as well, especially with the passing game. Because Bryce Young, I don't think he's close to being good, and I just don't think they're there yet. We'll probably see what happens because they have a tough schedule ahead. So. Yeah, so Panthers to the playoffs. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Okay, I want to talk about the Titans so far failing Cam Ward. Now, this is why I think the Titans did fail Cam Ward because here's the thing. The Titans, are like the worst team in football, and they have lost their last 5 games lately. Like, here's the thing. I've been saying all year that the Titans stink. The Titans, if you look at their offense so far, it's not good. Like the defense is totally not great. It's just below average. Like they seem like they can't stop anybody. It looks overrated. The offense so far is totally the worst in football. Like they can't score points. They can't run the football. They can't throw the football or anything. And they're in points per drive, they're ranked dead last on offense in points per drive. And they basically got the worst offense in football, which they can't score. And, Cam Ward seemed like he's really not a good quarterback. But I understand he's a rookie, but you just got to give him time, to at least, get used to the new offense. And, the defense so far is not great. And we know they got an interim head coach right now since they fired their head coach. Because we know that, the Titans, like they can't do anything offensively. Like they can't score. They can't run the football and throw the football. Like they don't really have a vertical passing game. Like, This is, I mean, Titans don't got a great offensive line. They don't got good weapons. Because now their best receiving Calvin Ridley is hurt and he's out for the year. So yeah, so Tennessee's offense is totally bad and it's like the worst in football. So yeah, so basically, yeah, I mean they did fail Cam Ward. I mean, because they're not winning football games. Because the only game they only won was against Cardinals, and that's it. So yeah, and the coaching did fail Cam Ward and all that. So yeah, so basically, Tennessee, they pretty much are going to get a new head coach that can really change this franchise and this culture because, they probably need to have a good offseason next season, to at least, for the Titans, to at least see if they can like build on something next year. Because because I think Tennessee. Because Tennessee, I feel like that because I just don't really think that I just don't really think that Tennessee, they're just like not a good team. I mean, it's too late for them to make changes because this team's 1-9, and we know they're not going to be a playoff team. So we all know the Titans are done, and I'm probably not going to pick them for the rest of the year. So yeah. Now I want to talk about the Bears because, as all know, as we all say, the Bears finished once again, which they pretty much did. Because the Bears, they're finding ways to win. They're finding ways to finish games. I like how the way the offense is playing. I've been saying the Bears looking like a contender right now, and they're looking like the best team right now. I mean, the Bears, offensively, they're playing really well. They're running the football, throwing the football. Their receivers are playing good. Caleb's playing really good. The offensive line's playing good. The defense is totally playing good, and they're playing at a high level. Ben Johnson looks like to be coach of the year, and I like how the way he's doing, how the way he's how the way he's playing. I like how the way the coaching is. Like, the Bears, they're finding ways to finish. They're finding ways to win games. They found a way to win close games against the Bengals, Giants, and also against the Vikings. I mean, their defense, is playing a lot better than it is for like the past 2 weeks, except for the Bengals. But I just think, with the Bears, now let's talk about it. Could the Bears make the playoffs? We'll see because they're leading in first place in the division right now. And, the Bears, they're leading in first place in the division because here's the thing. They beat the Vikings, and we know the Lions lost. And I just really think when I look at the Bears, if they can find a way to at least like get that offense, that defense playing good, you can talk about potential playoff team and all that. We don't know. We'll probably see what happens. We'll see what happens on Sunday against the Steelers. We'll see if they can make a statement there. But right now, the Bears so far are looking like a contender right now, and they're finding ways to finish. And Ben Johnson did change his franchise and his culture. So yeah, I feel I like the Bears. I feel like they're looking like a contender, and they're looking like to be a good team again. They're finding ways to finish games and finding ways to close it out. So yeah, so I like the Bears this year. I mean, they're finding ways to win, and they're not finished yet. So yeah, so give credit for the Bears for winning against the Vikings. So yeah. Now the next topic I want to talk about is I want to talk about the Chiefs are in trouble and they're in frauds. Because as far as I'm concerned about the Chiefs now have lost 2 straight games back to back, which that's crazy. Right before and after the bye, like this is crazy though, because how could you come out with a loss against Denver? Like that was a winnable game for Kansas City. Like, how do you lose to the Broncos? Like, you lost the last 2 games against the Bills and Broncos, and then you just come out, saying that, oh, we have yet to win division. Like, I don't really know that she's gonna win division because they're 5-5 and they're looking like a fraud. But here's the thing: I still believe that the Chiefs can still make the playoffs, though. But this is looking bad for Kansas City because right now you lost like your last 5 games. I mean, you're 5-5 and you lost your last 2 games back to back, which that's crazy. Like, you lost to the Bills and you lost to the Chiefs, which that's crazy. I mean, you lost to the Broncos, which that's crazy. Like, the offense so far did not look good against Denver. Like, the defense was totally looking good for at least like 80% of the game until like 80 to 90% of the game until like late in like the fourth quarter where the Chiefs defense nearly blew it, where the Broncos kicked the field goal to win the game, which that's terrible. Like, the Chiefs, they could have easily won this game though if their defense would have got a stop and their offense would have drove down the field. But at the same time, the Chiefs are not looking like themselves right now. As I watch them, like, this team looks like they're in trouble because if they lose this game against the Colts, they're totally in big trouble. Because as I look at this schedule right for the Chiefs, it's not looking easy for them. Because the Chiefs so far, they have to play a good team in the Colts. They play against the Cowboys, which that's not going to be easy. They play against the Texans at good defense. That should be easy. They play against the Chargers at home, which that's not going to be easy. They play the Broncos again, which that's not going to be easy. They play the Raiders and they play the Titans, which that's pretty much winnable for them. So, yeah, you could probably argue saying that, that the Chiefs so far, you could probably say, oh, they probably need to win out to win the division. But I don't really know. We'll probably see what the Broncos do because the Broncos right now, because the Broncos right now, they're looking like the best team so far, and they have a chance to win the AFC West, which I would not be shocked if they did because they're looking like the best team in football right now. Yeah, we don't know if the Chiefs can catch up. We'll see what the Broncos and Chargers do because the Chiefs right now are in third place in the AFC West right now. And yeah, there's still a chance they can make the playoffs though, but they just gotta fix their issues, especially offensively and defensively. A little bit though. Because sometimes it's good not to bet against the Chiefs because sometimes when they just let teams hang around and they just don't cover this game. But I think they will cover this game as well. But I just don't really know if they're going to be able to cover against the Colts because the Chiefs so far are not looking like themselves right now. Like, they need to like do something if they want to make a run or something. But we'll probably see what happens because right now this team's a fraud. And sometimes best time to cover against the Chiefs. And I picked the Broncos all day to cover that game, and they did. So, yeah, I don't even know because it's getting bad for the Chiefs, especially who has playoff and Super Bowl hopes. I'm probably not going to pick them anytime soon to cover the spread if they're playing against like a decent team because I can't trust that defense, especially their offense. Well, the defense did a really good job, keeping the Broncos in the game, which it was close, but it wasn't their fault it was a coach's fault because they lost themselves the game. You might as well give the Broncos credit and all that. They did everything they did to win this game. I mean, the Broncos, they're sound on defense, but they're not good on offense. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about the Chiefs. I'm hoping they can finish the season above 500. I hope they don't lose this week against the Colts. We'll probably see what happens. Now, I want to talk about the Lions being frauds because here's the thing. The Lions are totally frauds, and they might not win big. Here's why. Now, the Lions so far have lost to the Eagles 16-9. And it was a defensive game, though, which it was, though. Now, I wasn't impressed by the Lions so far because offensively they did not look pretty good. Like, here's the thing, they did not look pretty good offensively because here's the thing, like here's the thing, like they couldn't run the ball. Um, like the defense was totally doing a really good job there getting stops when they need to, and the offense so far is just not playing as good as they should be. Like they're like guys, they're just being sloppy, and all of a sudden, they did play good in pass defense, which they did a really good job there. But the Eagles ran the ball better than them, and the Eagles so far they were just like the Lions. I don't understand. Like basically, they just outgained Philly by 317 total yards. Like I don't understand. Like how do you get 317 total yards to 272 and you lose the game? Which that's crazy though. Like the Eagles just got outgained once again by an opponent, and all of a sudden you lose. Like, how do you lose to the Eagles? Like, that's just crazy. Like I've been saying, the offense, like I said, they struggled to run the football. They were being conservative. Like guys weren't getting over and separated, and it was a play calling issue as well. Now, Vic Fangio did a really good job so far keeping the defense on their heels and all that, keeping the defense on their toes as well. So yeah, I like how the way they did defensively, keeping them, they really did a really good job, keeping them on their toes, which that was pretty nice. Like, the Eagles, I get they're sound on defense. They're playing really well on defense. Like they stopped the run, the pass. I mean, they did stop the run better. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're sound on defense and offense, but both offenses weren't looking good. They're having trouble scoring, but defenses were looking good and kept themselves competitive in this game. So yeah, but like I like to say, the Lions are frauds since they're 6-4, and they're like second place in their division right now, either second or third, I believe. I think they're third in division. So yeah, so they're third place in division right now, looking like frauds right now. But I still think the Lions can still make the playoffs though. It's despite losing to the Eagles. Because if you look at the schedule, it's getting easier because they have to play the Giants. They play against the Packers. That's not easy. They got to play against the Cowboys, which that's probably not going to be easy, especially good offense in football. They got to play the Rams, which is another good offense in football. They got to play the Steelers, which that could be easy. They got to play the Vikings and the Bears. So you could probably argue saying the schedule is pretty tough for them, but they're finding ways to win tough games. They find a way to beat a good Ravens team. They find a way to beat a good Bucks team and all that. And yeah, so as you all know, the Lions are fraud. They can still make the playoffs, but I don't know about winning the division because right now the Bears are leaning right now, and the Packers, so far in the playoff picture. So yeah, we'll probably see what happens because right now the Lions are still the best team. So yeah. And now, last topic, I want to talk about the Cowboys win versus the Raiders. As I want to talk about this Cowboys win against versus the Raiders. Now, the Cowboys so far have bounced back, coming off a bye after coming off of two straight losses against the Cardinals and the Broncos. Now, the Cowboys so far, I want to talk about this win because here's the thing. I was very impressed how the way they looked on offense. Basically Dak looked pretty good. I mean, offensively they looked pretty good. Like CeeDee Lamb looked pretty good. George Pickens, he's been starting to be an animal. Like he's looking to be one of the best receivers in football. Like he's looking like a stud out there. The defense so far, I mean, offensively they're looking good. They're running the ball really well. Javonte Williams looking like a stud. Jake Ferguson looks pretty good. Like the entire offense looks pretty good. The offensive line's playing really good. And I thought the defense so far played really good. Did a really good job against the Raiders. Like they were stopping the run, they were stopping the pass. They were stopping them from scoring. They were able to find answers. Matt Eberflus really doing a good job with the defense so far. They were getting pressure, and I feel like with that Quentin Williams addition, pretty much helped as well. But they still need to improve their pass defense. They need to do a good job stopping the pass as well. They need to get better at that. Um, so yeah, and and that's how I'm talking about Cowboys football win and how the way you bounce back. After losing two straight. I mean, that's just pretty good. And I feel like that the emotions of losing Nealon, was kind of like it's kind of good for them. Like they found a way to play hard and they found a way to honor him to win this game. So yeah, so basically, it was a good win for Dallas. It was a good win. Good win for them. I like how the way they prepared themselves. I like how the way they came out with energy and all that. So yeah, so basically, Dallas, so far, it was a good win for them. We'll see if they can make the playoffs. We don't really know. We'll see what happens because I look at their schedule. It's not getting easier because they have to play the Eagles this week. They got to play the Chiefs on a short week, the Lions next week, and they got to play against the Chargers, the Vikings, and the Commanders and Giants. Now, one of these games are winnable for them, but we'll see what happens because they have a tough schedule ahead. We'll probably see. But a good win by Dallas, by the way. Well, those are all my Week 11 reactions for this week. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. It's Emmanuel Jones, Fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.